Hi everyone, I'm Heng Chong. Welcome to my session. I'm very excited to share with you a lot of my ideas that I've learned in my 26 years as a senior officer in the government service. I hail from Singapore and I was a former soldier. I retired about 10 years ago, and today I spend my time as a management consultant and as well as a training consultant. Part of my other love that I have is teaching people how to communicate to influence, not only interpersonally, but in the written medium as well. How should we respond to an angry message should you ever get one? Utterly important in all facets of our life, be it professional, personal, and even social. For those of you in customer service, I would like to start with that first. I'm sure there are many situations where you meet a customer that you thought could be better behaved. They sort of escalate a situation, they make remarks that you felt disrespected by. And I'm going to share with you how you can de-escalate it and then turn it to a productive relationship whereby you now have a more engaging relationship with them and they with you. You know, the customer is always right. Rule number one. And then rule 2 below says, if the customer is wrong, see rule 1. This thinking is passé to me. I think the customer is really always the customer. I'm sure you've encountered customers that are less than savory. They were, in a way, somewhat disrespectful in the way they reacted to you, because of a disappointment, not getting the product they want, and so on and so forth. Well, in customer service, I think we should all learn to control our impulse, to not react to the customer, but rather, the right way is to act in accordance with what we are taught to serve the customer, whether the customer is a reasonable customer, unreasonable customer, or a customer that took a lot of time and end up buying nothing. It doesn't matter. Your job is to serve them. Now, some common reactions I get from people who are not very good in their customer service, that at a certain point in time, they lose it. What do? They say something in return. You know, I put that or fight fire with fire. I think customer service officers, those that are well trained, will resist the urge to say anything in the moment. My own experience from making snide remarks, hurtful remarks, as I look back, you realize your remarks are short-lived in the sense that you felt you may have won the battle, but overall you may have lost the war. The backlash will come back. Second bullet, very common. He is more senior than me, and I suffer in silence as I dare not retort to him, and therefore I end up bottling my feelings. Third one, this refrain that the customer is always right. Look, even though I know they're wrong, I was told they're always right. So that compels me to suffer in silence, which may have some negative consequences in the future. Right? The worst is that I need to always cower in submission, and even though I've not done anything wrong. We're all human beings. We cannot choose how we feel, but we can choose what we do about it. When someone makes a nasty remark to you, we need to switch to an outcome-focused mentality rather than a blame-focused mentality. Now, the shift to being outcome-focused instead of reacting to somebody is not an easy shift, but it's certainly something learnable. So how do you start to cement trust between you and the customer? Now, when a customer shares with you they're not happy with that product, don't forget, in the moment, you are the company to them. Take care of the situation in the moment, be accountable, speak as an accountable agent. It is good to use language that registers emotion, what we call the emotional subtypes of language. Someone tells you that this product is not what I expected. Maybe you should say, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry, ma'am, to hear that. Could you just let me know how this product is not in line with or what you hope to get? Get into their frequency, to go into their world and feel what they're feeling. Try to see why they're disappointed. Try to see how they're disappointed. And the only way to do this is to build interpersonal trust in the way we respond to them. And the other way is to use what we call procedural trust, whereby you can use certain phrases and build a certain vocabulary where we always be positive in our responses to customers, whereby we can sort of build that relationship with them. Now, here are some examples of relational phrases. We agree with the concern there's an urgent need to rectify. Now, this registers to the customer that you are with them, you're on the same frequency in them, you know what they're going through. Different example, I share your view of the necessity of allowing you to, and the rest will be similar examples of relational phrases that gives the customer a sense that I'm with you, I know what your issue is. I'm with you. I'm going to sort it out for you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to put these phrases into the video description as well. Now, empowering emotions, if you understand from the basic word, it is productive. It produces good interaction between you, the salesperson, and the customer that you are interacting with. Improves productivity in the efficacy of the team. When you speak to somebody, have a discussion, talking about a problem, reflecting about an issue, there's a right way to talk about it and there's a wrong way to talk about it. The correct way to talk about it is that we have a conversation that is productive, a generative conversation, where both parties feel that they are adding value, they're getting good insight from each other, they are sort of reinforcing each other with ideas, suggestions, and interacting in a way whereby they got a lot out from that relationship. Now, this idea in its technical form, it's what we call skillful advocacy and inquiry. Skillful advocacy and inquiry is about balancing how you ask and how you tell. And as you can see, there's a right way to tell and the wrong way to tell. We should aspire to stay on the path of the seesaw in our interactions with people that we speak to. Now, so when you ask, you should ask politely out of curiosity, even though the person has made an angry remark. Our job is not to react to them with sarcasm. That's going below. Now, going below the seesaw is not good. You'll destroy the relationship. There's a high chance the customer will walk away and you end up not closing a sale. Now, disempowering emotions. Disempowering emotions are basically negative emotions that will bring the relationship to a tailspin downwards and it can only get worse and worse. Now, one of them is blame shifting. Blame shifting is sort of, in a way, retorting to the feedback given by the customer. Now, that will only result in more animosity, right? A high chance if you get a customer who's nasty or who's ill-tempered, short-tempered, I'm sure they're going to react to you, right, in an unsavory manner. The next area I want to share with you is how we can develop better customer relationships with the people that you take care of. Now, there are two ways. You can establish contractual trust, or you can use this idea called procedural trust to cement that relationship. Let's go to the first one. I can see that you're very upset with the damaged good, but in order for me to serve you, I will need you to calm down first, and I cannot proceed to do this if you continue to threaten me. All right? This is contracting. You're almost telling your customer, look, I can see you're very angry, but if you continue to use these words on me, ma'am, sir, they're very hurtful. I can't carry on unless you stop. Here, you're trying to do is to create a contract whereby they must behave in a certain way that you find respectful, and then you do your utmost to go all out to help them with it. The next one is the use of procedural trust to explain to customers how you intend to serve them and how you can help them in the situation. It's as simply as walking them through the procedure your company has for exchanges, for replacements, and so on and so forth. Last one is a combination of both. Now, there are a lot of situations where you can actually use both in the interaction with an unhappy customer. So get them to walk you through their problem so that you get a sense of the issue. Now, once you got a good sense of the issue, you can ask a lot of questions if you are not sure what they meant. All right? Then once you know what to do, then you can contract with them. Now, I tell you what, ma'am, for such cases, for me to do it, then I will need you to bring the shoes with you. And then once I see the shoe that you're not happy with, I can now then look at it and say, okay, for such shoes that you're not happy with, we can replace it. And our replacement procedure will really be something I want to explain to you. Now, when customers are happy, guess what? The efficacy may fall back to your company, whereby your company has a lot of return customers, and it grows because of people like you who are able to, at the front end, build this rapport with customers that sort of rips off even greater benefits, not just to you, the salespeople, but to the company as a whole. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you everybody for your attention. If you like what I've shared with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And I hope to see you again. Thank you.